This week's US CQM Forecast Alert is the US economy will be better in 2024 Q3 than Q2. The economic growth on the expenditure side has been revised upwards because goods exports in May did not fall as sharply as ADIMA had predicted, and manufacturing inventories far exceeded the ADIMA forecast. The PCA forecast for economic growth has also been revised upwards as stock prices continued to rise above the ADIMA forecast. As a result, economic growth on the expenditure side has been revised upward, but it still remains at around 1%, recovering slower than income side. This graph shows the CQM forecast for 2024 Q3. Compared to Q2, both expenditure and income side are showing a clear upward trend, and the economic growth rate is higher than in Q2. In particular, the economic growth rate on the expenditure side is about 0.5% higher than in Q2. All inflation indicators began to slow down in June, with inflation falling to below 3% in 2024 Q2. In 2024 Q3, all inflation indicators have been slowing down since the beginning of June, with growth rate dropping to around 1.5%. Inflation will likely be much better in Q3 than in Q2. In PCA, the economic growth rate in Q2 was 2.58%, which is higher than the CQM forecast. This is mainly because stock prices have always grown faster than the ADIMA forecast. The growth rate of GDP price deflator is slightly higher than the CQM. PCA also predicts that the economic growth rate in Q3 will be higher at 2.75% than at 2.58% in Q2. The GDP price deflator is forecasted to be somewhat higher at 2.67% compared to 2.58% in Q2. Conclusion from this week's US CQM Forecast Alert. The first, in 2024 Q2 and Q3, the economy will recover faster on the income side than on the expenditure side. The second, the US economy will perform better in 2024 Q3 in terms of growth and inflation than in Q2. This slide contains additional information about this week's detailed CQM forecast and shows how to access the past US CQM forecast alert.